Every day he watched people move forward, and every day he felt left behind. Hours disappeared on his phone, but deep inside, he knew he was wasting his potential. He made plans, big plans, but somehow he never followed through. The worst feeling wasn't failure. It was waking up with no direction at all. One morning, he looked at himself and realized something painful. Nobody was coming to change his life for him. He kept watching others succeed online, and slowly, comparison started destroying his confidence. That night, while walking alone in the rain, he asked himself one question: what am I doing with my life? Then suddenly, something caught his attention, a small, forgotten note lying on the ground. The note said, "Your future changes the moment you decide not to quit." And for the first time in years, something clicked inside him. That morning, he made one small decision: not to be perfect, just to finally begin. The next morning felt different. For once, he stopped waiting for motivation and started anyway. He didn't create impossible goals anymore. He focused on small promises he could actually keep. At first, everything felt difficult. Even simple progress made him tired. But slowly, he learned a powerful truth: discipline grows every time you ignore distraction. Of course, he still failed sometimes. Old habits don't disappear overnight. But this time, failure didn't break him, because now he understood that growth takes time. So instead of quitting again, he stood up and tried one more time. And strangely, as he improved himself, he started inspiring other people too. Days turned into weeks, and the small actions that once felt useless became life-changing habits. For the first time in years, he finally felt proud, not because he was successful yet, but because he no longer gave up on himself. Months passed, and the routine became part of him. What once felt painful now felt natural. He stopped chasing quick motivation and started building real consistency instead. The distractions were still there, but now, he finally had control over his attention. Then one day, life tested him again. He got rejected from something he truly wanted. The old version of him would have quit immediately. But this time, he refused to fall apart. So he kept learning, kept practicing, kept improving quietly. And little by little, he realized something important. Success isn't one giant leap. It's thousands of tiny steps. One day, he looked at himself and barely recognized the person he had become. He was stronger now, mentally stronger. People started asking him for advice, not because he was perfect, but because he never stopped growing. And it all started from one simple decision, the decision to finally take control of his future. But growth wasn't always exciting. Some days he felt completely exhausted. There was still pressure, still fear, still moments where everything felt too big. And sometimes, comparison tried to pull him backward again. The internet kept showing him people ahead in life. But now, he understood something most people never realize. Focus grows when you stop feeding distractions. So instead of trying to change his whole life overnight, he simplified everything. One small task, one completed promise to himself. Slowly, his environment started changing too, and with it, his mindset became clearer. For the first time, his mind felt quiet, not perfect, just peaceful. And when he looked back, the progress shocked him. Tiny actions had completely changed who he was becoming. He still had a long road ahead, but now he finally believed he could reach the end. One day, something unexpected happened. An opportunity finally appeared in front of him, not because he got lucky, but because he had quietly prepared for this moment. He remembered the person he used to be, lost, distracted, and constantly doubting himself. And that's when he realized the truth. The biggest transformation wasn't his success, it was his mindset. Now, he wanted others to understand what changed his life. Small actions repeated daily can completely rebuild a person. You don't need to become perfect overnight. You just need to stop abandoning yourself every time life gets hard. Peace didn't come from achieving everything. It came from finally moving in the right direction. The goals on the wall were proof of something powerful. Consistency can do what motivation never could. The habits that once controlled him no longer had power over his future, because every day he chose growth again. And it all began with one simple decision, the decision to finally change his life before life changed him. Life always gives two choices, comfort or growth. Most people wait for the perfect moment to change, but the perfect moment never comes. Real transformation happens quietly, in the small actions nobody notices. And eventually, everyone must face their biggest enemy, fear. Not the fear of failure, but the fear of never becoming who they could have been. Years later, people saw his confidence and success, but they never saw the lonely nights that built it. Every painful moment from his past became useful, because struggle had taught him discipline. That night, he wrote one sentence in his notebook: "Small decisions create big futures." Then he realized something emotional. He had finally become the person his younger self needed. And maybe your future changes the same way, with one small decision made today. In the end, success didn't feel loud. It felt peaceful, because he knew how far he had come, from lost and distracted to focused and disciplined. His life wasn't perfect now, but his mind was finally stronger than his excuses. And that's why he started helping others, because he understood how hard the first step feels. Most dreams don't fail because people aren't talented. They fail because people keep waiting for someday. But your future changes the moment you move forward anyway. Even while feeling afraid, every big transformation begins like a tiny seed, small, invisible, easy to ignore. But if you protect it every single day, it slowly grows into something powerful. So maybe you don't need a perfect plan right now. Maybe you just need one honest decision to begin. And years from now, you might look back and realize that this was the moment your entire future changed.